this lesson, we'll be finding distance using the Pythagorean theorem. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to find the distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane and use the Pythagorean theorem to determine the unknown side lengths. So if we wanted to know how far it is from the ship down in this corner up to the crown up in the top left corner, we would not be able to just count the boxes with the diagonal line. We would actually have to make it triangle, and then we could count the boxes on this leg and count the boxes on this leg. That would give us A and B, and then use Pythagorean theorem to find the distance on the diagonal. So a coordinate grid just means we have the x and y axes, and the two lines and cross to make perpendicular lines. The origin is always at 0, 0, and this creates 4 quadrants. The 4 quadrants are named 1, 2, 3, and 4, but we use Roman numerals in order to name them. The axes, x and y, are not actually in any quadrant. So to find the distance between the 2 points, we first have to find the triangle, make the triangle, and in this one we find the distance up and down. So that's our y. So we find our leg A or B, doesn't matter. So we can take the y values from the ordered pair and subtract them. Make sure you use the absolute value because remember, distance can never be negative. Then you're going to find the distance from left to right. You can either count the boxes or, again, you can subtract the x values and take the absolute value. And then you use the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, to find the third side. So for example, we have these 3 points and we need to find the distance from K to J, K to L, and J to L. So from K to J, we can either count the boxes or subtract the y values, 1 minus -4, which would get us 5. From K to L, we can count the boxes, or now we're looking at the x values, we can go from -6 to 6, and that would be 12. Then we have leg A and leg B. We use the Pythagorean theorem, plug in A, which is 5, so 5 squared is 25, plug in B, which is 12, 12 squared is 144, equals c squared. We add 25 and 144 and get 169 equals c squared. We take the square root of both sides and we get 13 equals c. Let's try another one. From A to B, B to C, and then A to C. So A to B, going up and down, so we can count the boxes, starting here, going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or we can say 4, because we're looking at the y values, 4 minus a -4, either way the answer is 8. Then we go from B to C. Again, we can count the boxes starting at the 0 point here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We use those numbers, plug them into our a squared plus b squared equals c squared. A is 8, 8 squared is 64. B is 5, 5 squared is 25, equals c squared. Remember, again, it does not matter which one's A or B, just we have to have c's the longest side. We add those two together, that equals 89 equals c squared. So we take the square root of c squared and square root of 89, and we get about 9.4. So let's just review. Going from A to B, it's a straight line up and down, so we can either count the boxes or we can subtract y minus y over x minus x, or y minus y, so -4 minus -4, and that equals +8. To go from E to G, we can either count the boxes, so starting here, 1, 2, 3, or we can look at the x values, which is 0 and 3. 0 minus 3, remember that's -3, but we take the absolute value because the distance cannot be negative, and it's 3. C to K, count the boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Or looking at the x values, -2 minus 6. -2 minus 6 is -8, but the absolute value is 8. From H to J, we're going down here. So now again, we have to look at the Y values. We can count the boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or we can say 2 minus a negative 4. 2 minus a negative 4 is 6. How many quadrants are in a coordinate plane? There are 4. And what letter comes first in an ordered pair? It's always X. Alphabetical order.